Anyway, so but I must tell you, I don't have a near-term answer.
Spending $150 million on cocaine would make sense.
You had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that the
I can't lie, like, I'm strangely turned on by that. I don't know what's going on.
That's my opinion!
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! Persians! Give them nothing, but take from them everything!
You see, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
It's not that long, Mads. It's not that long, is it? Now,
yeah, you hear that one a lot, don't you?
That's what she said.
Alice goes in the middle. Oh, we're gonna fix everybody. Okay. What's going on? Hail the chat. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. Please share out the link, smash the like button. We have a wonderful guest with us today. I begged and pleaded Gary. It wasn't too long. I just said pretty please. That's all I said. And Gary said yes, he'd show up. So what's up, Nerdrotic? Thank you for being here, brother.
Oh, thanks for the invite. I'm happy to be here. Surrounded by culture warriors here. Let's do this.
Hail, brother. Yes, sir. Yeah. Inspired by people like you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Been a friend for many years. Supported us when we were the fourth wave. Supported us through every incarnation of this channel and the people that have supported it. Thank you so much, brother. Real quick, I want to say hail to the chat because that's what we do. Bascott is with us. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Rancor, hail, brother. Thank you. Keely Chow, always here. Hail the Fandom Menace. We do not kneel. Brightest Day is with us. What's up, Brightest? V-Star. Hail, sister. Good to see you. James Hayes, always bringing the light. Hey, Steve and Ashley, Sporking News, and all the co-hosts, and everyone hanging around the chat. I hope you're doing good and feeling well. Dude, thank you so much for bringing positivity every week, man. Hail to you. Metal Runner is here. Metal Runner?
He changed his name because we granted him a seat on the council, but not the rank, not the title of Lord. So,
Metal Runner, though? I like Lord.
He's metal AF, man.
He does have the metal. He does have the metal-esque, hellfire behind him. So
he does. He does kind of remind me of a very young Ricky Rackman.
He doesn't have the hair for it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Is Metal Runner getting laid now?
Well, culture. You need to start selling weaves in the Culture Casino store. We've been trying to tell you this.
I'm working on it.
He's lucky they didn't call him Baby Metal. That Asian band.
Baby Metal.
Poor Runner.
He's K-pop, let's be honest.
Chef Nation's here. What's up, Chef? Thank you for being here. Tina Bojan, channel member. Thank you so much, sweetie. Appreciate you being here for so many years, supporting all our channels, but we really appreciate you. Rogue Entertainment's Mac and he Draws is with us. What's up, Mac? Good to see you. Thank you for hanging out in the chat. Emotionally Unstable Amphibian. Hail, chat. Hail to you. Hail, Small Time. Good to see you. Wookiee Supremacy is with us. Good to see you, Wook. Parrot Head. The Tree Humper and the Muppet Fetish Girl. Okay. There's a Muppet Fetish Girl. Oh, Ashley. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's going to be on that.
Perfect pairing.
Yeah, she's going to be on Snowed Up's channel later. Absolutely doing their thing. Chris is with us. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Zay Comics is here. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for stopping through. Nerium. Hail Bonds. Guys, please go support your independent creators. Go support Bonds. She's shipping out right now, right? Right, Gaze?
He's wrapping it up, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, I have something extra special. I've got an unboxing video coming out next week. It took me forever to record something special from the Bonds campaign that I am very proud to show off. So be prepared for that one, guys. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. You meant shipping out Bonds. Yeah, that's done, man. It's just when orders come in, they immediately go out. We're at that stage. So yeah, if you haven't jumped on, please do.
Beautiful. Yeah. Mads Mama Bear is with us. What's up, Mads? Hail all the queens out there. Hail the Queen Council. Let's see. I missed a bit. Riot Kitty. Oh, that's skipping on me now. Sorry. Riot Kitty's with us. What's up, Riot Kitty? Good to see you. Thank you. Phil T. Good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Captain Robert April. Hell, brother. Good friend of mine in the chats for as long as I can remember. Dude, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Rogue Disney is with us. What's up, man? Good to see you. Rogue in the chat. Macklin's with it. Good to see you, man. Snow Dub is with us. Hell, brother. Thank you for coming through, man. Snow's a good friend of mine. Been a friend since I first started. Just one of the truest people out there. Let's see. That's Culture Casino. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody. Riggs, what's up, Riggs? Good to see you. And Ruben, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Please share out the link, smash the like, and right now I'm going to go through my panel real quick. Let everybody introduce themselves. With me is Vinnieart. What's up, Vinny? Tell me where they can find you.
Yeah, man, you can find me at Vinnieart on YouTube, on Twitter, and I'm almost at 1K now. So if you guys want to jump in there, I got tour reviews over there. I've been doing art classes, all that great stuff, and obviously I got amazing books that you guys will hear about again. But yeah, man, thank you for having me tonight. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, if we get the mods to share out Vinny's link out there in the chat, he's almost at 1,000. I think he's like 60 away at this point. He's got all the watch time he needs. You know, he just needs that last push, guys. Please share out links to his channel if you would. We support independent creators around here. We support each other, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a novelist or a comic creator, an artist, whatever it is. Like, that's the function of this fellowship since it first began, at least since I came into it years ago. Supporting each other, helping each other to rise, as much as we can. With me also is Eatsapakuian. Go ahead, man. Oh, here, let me give you the full.
Oh shit!
Get the medallion out.
Let me get it on. Let me get it on, ladies and gentlemen. It is I. It is he. It is me. P.D.D. Eatsapakuian from the Place to Be Reviews, right here with all of yous, even you Orthodox Jews. L'chaim, my people. Nice to see you all. I am the People's Champion. Watch out for the medallions. My diamonds are reckless. It feels like a midget is hanging from my necklace. I review Batwoman and I hate myself for it. Those of you who know me know I started as a Star Wars channel and morphed into something much, much more sinister. Somebody who has double the Batwoman videos on his channel. He does Star Wars and now I have a Twitch because of that. But yes, I suffer for you. I just released my last review of episode 2, which was painful as we got to see a horrible version of Killer Croc for about 1 minute on screen because they couldn't afford the CG/practical effects budget. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week.
What are you doing with my medallion? I'm Italian. I need that so I know where to stop shaving.
What are you talking about?
Italian medallion.
Also with us is a great supporter, someone who's been a friend of mine for years, a Dega Outlaw. Dega, go ahead, take it, man.
Steven, how could you make me follow ETEP? Holy moly. I can't do an introduction like that.
In the fire, bro. Come on.
Well, for me, I'm a novelist, and I hang out in the chat, retired doctor, and I write for Top Fives and a few other things, so that's me.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. We need to get you a medallion, Dega.
Yeah. Apparently that's going to be a thing.
I'll loan you my title belt, bro. It's all good.
There we go.
And for those who don't know, not that I imagine they wouldn't, we have Nerdrotic with us. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, I've got a couple of channels. So I've got Nerdrotic. It's I put up a video once a week now, probably the laziest stuff I've ever done. And Nerdrotic Daily and Nerdrotic Live. And I'm happy to be here, Steve. It's good to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me on. But subscribe to these people. I'm good. I'm actually good.
Thank you, brother. And also with us is Culture Casino.
Hey everybody, thanks for being here. Culture Casino on multiple platforms, including Twitch, where I game. You can find me hanging out in everybody's chats when I have the time. Probably I'm working or editing. And yeah, just check them out. Check me out. You can find me on Twitter, on Minds, and probably very soon on another platform that's getting a giant launch financially. So you will see me there.
Who's good? Who's on more streams, you or Tom? From Midnight.
It's close. Yeah, well, I'm sitting somewhere between 22 and 25 a week. I don't know where Tom's at, but my channel alone is 9 streams, live streams a week.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
You're up to 9?
Yeah.
I was doing 5, and I thought that was a lot at one point.
Yeah. But no, I when I'm not working, I'm streaming with people. I mean, that's just the way it is. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I came into a fellowship. I had no idea that I was walking into the best days of my life. I thought those were long behind me, and here I am. I'm going to be 51 in less than a month, and I'm having the best time of my life. And it's thanks to this guy and many others. You know, Ryan Cannell. So many other people that were out there in the world spreading it. You guys here, you have to remember, I was watching you guys under a completely different moniker. So you have to remember, I've been watching you guys for a while. So it's been amazing. So thank you all very much for getting me here. And hopefully, I'm going to chase Gary as far as I can. If he's going to do this for a living, maybe I'll get to the point where I can do it for a living. That'd be pretty amazing.
That's the goal, right?
It's to retire. That's the retirement goal. Let's have. Yeah. But no, it comes with a lot of other things attached. I think there's a lot of responsibility tied to what we do, and I appreciate it because again, I have the best leaders in the world. They're leading me into a realization that something is bigger out there, and we need to continue to grow what we're doing. It's the only way we'll be successful.
Absolutely. I mean, we're dealing with an entire a machine, an industry, and a media that just keeps pushing false narratives and keeps pushing just the disingenuous ideas, trying to segregate, separate us, divide us. I mean, we need independent creators out there. We need independent voices speaking out against it. You know,
Absolutely.
You know, we don't need to preach about diversity and inclusion because we naturally are. We don't need to do that.
Exactly.
Also with us is the Red Gaze, creator of Sunscorn and Memer.
On occasion, that's my part time. Yeah, man. Patron saint of the gaze community, writer, comic book creator, all those cool things, and also play around with YouTube on occasion. If I can take a page out of Scott's book. I'm only 404 subscribers away from 3,000. We got the great Nerdrotic here. Just give me those subscriptions. And I don't really care about that, honestly. I just care about creating. Let's create.
Dig that, brother. Dig that. Also, the leader. You also host Rogues Gallery on Thursday nights, guys. If you're interested in seeing indie creators having discussions about their books, their works, how they got there, the characters, their villains, please check out Red Gaze's channel on Thursdays for Rogue Gallery. With us also is the asshole of Rogue Entertainment, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
Stephen, I'm a little bit rusty at this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and try to give it a shot anyway. Everybody wants to know.
Oh my God.
Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective here, nibbling off toes like I always do, talking about old toys, old movies, and of course those retro toys being done right. And of course every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern we do Going Old School retro discussions where we get that panel together and we talk about those things we love from the past so much. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And you got to watch out for Walton if he's in your backyard near your trees.
I hate you, Tommy.
Nope, that's your one.
The first tree joke. Thank you.
That's my one. How many do I get again?
And also with us is Wes Moody, the Wes Moody Webcast. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me on, Steven. It's always good to be here and be here with these amazing folks on the panel and in the chat. And of course, like you, I've drawn a lot of inspiration, and much of the reason I started my channel is because of our guest of honor here, our good friend Gary. And thank you, Gary. I learned how to be a YouTuber mostly by watching you, so I appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't lay the blame at your doorstep then. Any mistakes I make are mine alone.
No, you're doing fine. Just the fact that anybody, it's weird. It's weird, in all seriousness, that I inspired anybody. So it's actually an honor. Thanks, man.
That's beautiful, brother.
I love your story. I love that you're real. And man, your takes, I'm like, finally, somebody makes sense out there. Like, because for so long, the mainstream media was just catapulting that narrative. And it's like, this doesn't make any sense. This really sucks, especially Star Trek Discovery, which is how I discovered you. No pun intended. And so, I talk about that stuff on my channel, current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, always looking for the edge on what's permissible on YouTube with that topic. Gaming streams,
they
and
love
whatever I
hitting
want.
you up. Yeah, they love hitting you up. They love coming.
I think I found the line. I think I found it.
Good. That's good. Well, just bring the shicey stuff. We'll bring the other stuff to Odyssey. You
found the line. Right? Unfortunately, it's buried under a bunch of community guidelines.
Yeah.
That's where it is. So you can find me at youtube.com/Wes Moody Webcast.
Real quick, I want to hit the super chats before we move into our first discussion. Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you, brother. Channel member, appreciate you, dude. Hail to Dick's Division. Well. Look what the cat dragged in. Hiya, Dagga.
What's going on, buddy? I'll pay you back.
You could actually say you could actually say "What's up, Doc," and you would be accurate there.
Right, that is true.
That's how I greet him every time in the green room.
Yeah,
Dr. Adega. Mr. Tickle Trunk also said, "Oh, hi, Gary." Also, hi, Gary.
Hi.
Good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Make sure I didn't miss
You're
anything.
wrong.
Terrible at
You're
that.
wrong. There's more than one doctor on the panel.
I
Get
love
your
this
boosters.
guy. I love him when he shows up. He's the greatest person in the world. Listen to him when he talks. Get 16, 17, 18 vax, whatever it takes. Get in the chopper. It will save your life. Go ahead, Mr. Fauci. You are a genius.
Who the hell let Fauci and that damn governor in here again? I do not want to see old saggy Terminator or that short Italian with the horns, Dr. Fauci, running around here anymore.
I gotta go back into hiding. They found something on me. I have papers to burn.
Fauci, you're the old Fauci. Between you and Glenn Quagmire, you're the two white people I hate the most.
Well, I think you're all misfiring. You're all misfiring. You got it all wrong.
The Clown World Review.
This poor man finished his.
Clown World Review for $2.
Tony,
Hey, Tony, thank you for
Tony.
being here. He says, "Hi, I'm new to the internet."
It's Tony's first day on the internet. Be gentle.
I
Be
met
gentle.
this guy.
Everything you see is true.
Everything.
All
That's right.
true.
Go watch Tony's Wakanda Land video. It's freaking amazing.
Wakanda Land.
Oh yeah.
Mackie Jones for $10 says, "Hail to my brothers. Hail to my Mount Rushmore of inspiration. Love you, Gary. Love you, everyone."
Love you, brother.
You too, McKinney.
Much love.
Hail,
Yeah,
Mac.
man. Guys, please go check out Mackie Draws. He's just crossed 700 subscribers. Please just give him a sub, man. Sub to all these wonderful channels in the description below, all the Rogue Entertainment channels. And make sure, most especially, to promote your 2 or 3 favorite YouTubers, whether they're monetized, whether they're big, whether they're small, whoever the people are that you really get a lot of enjoyment out of. Share out those links. Support your favorite independent creators, please, guys. Thank you so much, Mackie.
Pretty please.
It's always important to go back over your subscriptions because YouTube still likes to play that game where they like to take them away. You just never know.
I got 2 subscribers off my last video, and I lost them both today. That means a lot to a little channel like me. I need those 2 subscribers. God damn it.
That might not have been them.
Yeah, and you have to remember, I mean, that shuffle all happens, whether this is important, and we need to mention this too. You can subscribe to somebody, but just watch a video. Seriously, otherwise you might get removed from the subscription list almost right away.
Well, culture. I mean, that doesn't even matter because I have people that show up every single week, and they stop by not just for the live stream, but they always stop by for every single video I put up, and they've told me that they've gotten unsubscribed. So sometimes it's not even that. Like I know I told this story before. I was modding for somebody when I was modding all the time. I was sitting right on their channel modding, and in the middle of the show, YouTube unsubscribed me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Bruce Lombardo.
I got unsubscribed. Oh, sorry. I got unsubscribed from Drew while I was on a live stream on Drew's channel.
Wow. That's crazy. Bruce Lombardo of the Dix Division. I've been hanging out in the chat. This is like my chat family right here. I've been since for about 4 years now. But I get no respect. He says, Walton, Dr. Fauci is trying to cancel Christmas. He just doesn't want to go back to the North Pole to build toys again. That's terrible. Love you, brother. Thank
And you
you
don't believe in Jesus.
Nobody wants to let Fauci build anything.
So, we want to talk about the person who suffers for us, the person who suffers and watches and reviews Batwoman, so we don't have to. Itepukuyan, lead off our first conversation, man.
All right, so I'll just throw this article up here, and this is from Sci-Fi, or should I say Sci-Fi, because it's not Sci-Fi. Although I will say that the new Chucky show is actually I enjoyed that as somebody who's watched that
be gentle
franchise since the beginning. But this Batwoman controversy with Ruby Rose, and it's so funny because it's going such back and forth, and it's like it's just typical Warner Brothers behavior. With the way they treat people, but then you have people that worked on the set saying Ruby Rose was intolerable, and I can see that too because she's just another Hollywood, just another celebrity who thinks they're entitled, and so it seems to be a pissing contest between a bunch of idiots to boil it down to brass tacks, and it's like which one of you is the least horrible, like which side is the least horrible, and right now I don't know. It's like a toss up for like both of them falling into the vat of like acid. It's just it's terrifying. And this show, to go to the show, it's like she was like, oh, I'm open to come back, and then they're like, yeah, no, we recast Wallace Day. She's like 5'10", blonde, gorgeous. She's Kate Kane now. Bye bye. You freaking skittle-haired weirdo. But no, she did. Like, what was Ruby doing when she shaved her head, shaved her hair, and dyed it pink and blue? Like, was that supposed to be a gender reveal? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. But seriously, this is painful. So Cameron Johnson, of course, Luke Fox, or Cuckwing as I call him. He's this guy's like, what, it's funny. I responded to something on Twitter. He said the other day about this. I'm just like, shut up. You're like, no, you can't even ride the adult rides. Like, I don't want to hear anything out of your mouth. Like, you get this, and this guy should be like the most mad out of anybody about how shitty the show is, because it's like he gets constantly shown up by Mary freaking like, what's her, Mary Hamilton? And it's like she's like nobody, and now they're teasing this romantic relationship between them, and I'm like, I was like, how can they? I was like, actually, I gave Caroline Dries credit. I said that's pretty progressive to have a heterosexual relationship on Batwoman in Gotham, where 99% of the freaking women are lesbians in Gotham, and like every man is either weak, evil, ineffectual, or a simp. I mean, that's just that's basically
there's
what
probably
it goes
pegging
into.
involved.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Mary's going to be the he's not a top. Luke's like a bottom. He's not even a power bottom.
Yeah, but you know why they all did that, right? It's because the water in Gotham, much like in Jersey, made the frog gay. Yeah, it's making all the Batwomen into lesbians and all the Robins gay. All right.
But it's so funny because Cameron Johnson fires back at allegations made by the show's former lead, Ruby Rose, who portrays Luke Fox, or Cuckwing, as we like to call him, and that's what he is. He can't even figure out how to work his suit won't work because he's sad. I'm like, come on. First of all, what did you think of the Tony Stark faux AI in there?
I haven't seen much. I dipped. I've seen some of this. I saw the episode where he got shot because I had to see him come back and say, I don't want to come back to erase this world. And I think, Cuckwing is a perfect name for him. This show, it's more... seeing how much trouble it is behind the scenes, it's at least entertaining, but now it's like it's as much of a S show behind the scenes as it is on the screen, and you wonder, this is supposed to be progressive, right? This is supposed to be, it wasn't even it was supposed to be a show that had the first LGBTQ plus whatever star, which wasn't
ampersand
true, just alphabet star. And it was all for good, and you find out, oh no, these are awful people who hired other awful people, and now they're going after each other. So the Schadenfreude is great. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, man.
Oh, it is. And Cameron is basically calling Ruby a liar now. And look at he's Johnson. I love Johnson. Clap back on Twitter. I just love Bat fam. I couldn't go the whole day without saying something. I love y'all. Don't think I haven't seen the love today, but yeah, Bat fam, she was fired, and it's very hard to be fired when you're the lead. Imagine what you have to do for that to happen.
Yep.
Didn't they try to kill her?
That's right. Like
when they first said that she was leaving after season 1, like getting rid of Kate Kane as if it was like the end of her story or whatever the excuse was, like that can't be right. There's no way. That's your lead. That's Batwoman.
They blew up. Okay, so Caroline Dries, and I've been blocked by the official CW checkmark Batwoman account, the Batwoman official checkmark writers room. Caroline Dries, I tagged her in my Batwoman tweet the other day, and she finally protected her tweets, so I can't see her tweets anymore. I'm almost got my white privilege gauntlet of equality stones, like ready to snap the CW away. I'm right there right now. I've got I don't know who's next, but we'll figure it out. But no, so I'm like. The writers they employ, and I looked into like the writers and their resumes. I say with heavy air quotes. We're talking like these are just they're straight up activists. Like they're Twitter activists. They are not writers. Like they don't have a creative bone in their body. Like if you look through a lot of their Twitter feeds and their body, they a lot of them know nothing about the source material. And I'm not an expert on comics at all, and I make no bones about saying that. But I like to do my homework. And it's like I look up and I'm like, this show is just terrible. Like they had the Mad Hatter last week, and they take him, and it's like no, it's not the Mad Hatter. It's Mad Hatter with a well, not even a 25% difference, but like a 50% because he just found the hat floating in the river because it got released at the end of season 1 when all all the bat weapons that Batman, all the trinkets he collected from all the villains, the rogues gallery, were floating down the river.
Is Mad Hatter gay now? I mean, that's
Mad Hatter was definitely not pitching.
Okay.
If he found it in the water,
not that there's anything wrong with that, but
semi-bisexual. Or?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't buy now, gay later. He wasn't buy now, gay later.
That's how it works. The CW. So if I find Superman's cape, I'll be able to have Superman's powers.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
which one? The new one or the old one? Yeah, the new one. You'll be.
I'll take the old one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because if you find the new one, your superpower is going to be that you're kissing everybody.
No, finding the back door.
I ain't drinking the water.
the
In that video.
Real quick before StreamYard jumps on me, I'm sorry, eats up real quick.
Yeah.
Chef Nation for $10 said, I became a fan of Nerdrotic when I saw his NA stream. I'm getting ready to celebrate 13 years sobriety this December and would love to have you on for a chat.
Awesome.
Sure. Yeah, email me. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad people watch the NA stream. I got to do another one. That was a long time ago. But I'm glad people liked it.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on 13 years, by the way. That's
yeah.
Awesome.
Congratulations, man. Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Keep it up.
December's my my AA birthday too. So
nice, man. There you go. Better things happen.
StreamYard's jumping on me. I'm sorry, guys. Zay Comics for $10 says, hail the chat. Hope everybody checks out the 4th crowdfunded comic on IGG. We lost 2 pages. We have about 30 hours to go. Check out our trailer animated by Doug Mackey. Grab it if you love gritty heroes. Do we have a link for that? Anybody can throw a link out for that in the chat? I appreciate that, guys. Support independent creators, please. Support independent creators. Yeah. And man, congratulations, dude. I hope you reach fulfillment, and nice, you know, in good time, man. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations, Zay.
Hell yeah.
McAdee draws for $5 to the Stephen Bobo Yeti. Yogi is telling you to watch out for an account posing as George Malho talking smack. I got my eyes and ears on the chat. All right, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. I think I missed one from Tim, but I will find it on my phone and get to it. All right, go ahead, Etep. Thank you, bro.
I just want, you're welcome, bro. I just wanted to say the Killer Croc thing this week was hilarious because we're talking about them finding the artifacts and them, you know, the weapons and things of the like. So you had the tooth for Killer Croc got found because the Gotham police blew him up with like a truckload of thermite. Like the guy, because GCPD just has thermite laying around, so that's what? Like that's a thing that that's what they did. So one tooth was left, right? And this kid found the tooth inside a fish when him and dear old dad were fishing, scratched himself, and slowly morphed into the new Killer Croc, the all new, all different, all stunning, brave Killer Croc.
Shit balls.
It looks so like I'm openly like I didn't like the first Suicide Squad, the David Ayer one. I'm not a fan of that movie. I make no bones about it. But at least Killer Croc, like comparatively speaking to this, looked good. Like this was like if I went to like the bodega at the end of the street and like walked in there, was like, yo, I need a Killer Croc costume. They're like, I got some green tar paper and some spray paint. I'm like, fuck yeah, I work for the CW. I'll take it. You know, they showed him like in the dimmest light, like it was bad. Like it was just painful, but no. So Ruby Rose is trying to Me Too Dougray Scott to a certain extent. She's making some allegations against Dougray too, who was smart enough to leave the show. And I always allude back in my Batwoman reviews last year to Dougray Scott. It's like, just think, Dougray, you were almost Wolverine, man. You were almost there. You were almost there, Dougray. But no, he was on Batwoman getting his ass handed to him by every 5'2" female that weighed 100 pounds in Gotham. It was a lesbian. It was terrifying.
Jesus.
But so yeah, she's making allegations against Dougray too. Let me find this because he came out and kind of, you know, of course he refuted him. And she's saying, was it Peter? One of the guys on the show was having the assistants like steam his pants while he was wearing them, which is kind of okay. So those steamers are really hot. Like, I mean, I'm masochistic to a certain extent, but like, I don't want a hot steamer right next to my business. You know what I mean? Like, no, that nothing about that is fun or erotic. I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
I'm not going to kink shame anybody except a furry, but
Culture was on Cold Lethal Lightning's channel this morning, the Full Aussie this morning, and they were talking about a serial pooper, some lady, some bike rider just
in Brighton. Yeah,
took a shot
Yeah,
Right
she
on.
rolled up. She rolled into somebody, and I'm like, dude, that's any day that ends in Y in San Francisco. You know, somebody's gonna roll up and shit on your driveway. That's exactly what happened. Of course, this is a posh area, so I was like,
If it can happen to Nancy Pelosi, it can happen to anyone.
Right? I think.
Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
they
Wait a
went to-
minute.
they went
Let's
to the wrong
talk about
house.
this.
Like not even a napkin though, you know, just like she just like wear bicycling pants and then just dropped it and oh yeah, there it is.
Just clench all the way back.
Yeah, there we go.
oh wait, I didn't know that was happening. There we go. There you go. I thought Rhino would be the face replacement there. I think I was right.
Do you really want that right next to your face?
Where else am I going to put that? You know, somebody else memed that person, and they put lethal right underneath it. You know, they put Bree's face on the pooper. So, like, all right, great.
Hail to drunk 3PO. Thank you for sending a raid over, man. Love you,
Hail,
Jay.
bro.
Jay, another person, man, met this dude a long time, many years ago. Been friends ever since. He's not really, truly a good person. I'm only going to talk good a little bit about Jay because in reality he's a dick. He's never changed the whole time that he's found popularity as the channel's grown. That dude has never changed. He's one of the truest people, one of the truest friends you could ever find. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, man.
That's awesome.
And now I'm going to call you.
Let's be honest, though, Steven. The only reason you're not talking bad about Jay is because you still want to climb up his back like he's a tree.
Well, to be fair, Steven needs a stepladder. He's 4'7".
That's fucked up, yo.
That tall?
Tommy went for you.
I'm not that short, Gary. How tall are you, Gary, by the way?
6 foot.
He's tall.
He's normal. He's normal, Steven.
I'm gonna when I finally meet these guys, like in the spring, I'm gonna look like look like I'm 4 foot.
I'm 6'3", Steven. I'm gonna pick you up like you're my son and be like, oh, look at him.
E-Tap, you know Trey's bigger than him.
I know, man. I'll size you and the boy up. I guarantee he's thicker than you.
Oh man.
Steven drunk just told you to eat shit.
Yeah, if you're not that short, Walton, why is your area code come up as the Shire?
Mr. Tickle Trunk for our super sticker. Thank you so much. There's coffee and another one for the shit. Thank you for spending money to remind me of that terrible era where everybody accused me of giving out coffee enemies.
Life is like a circle, Steven. That era will return.
See, I told you guys he's a dick.
Just ask Jen Psaki. She'll circle back. She's a circle back girl. Don't let her fool you.
She's definitely she says she ain't no circle back girl, but she is.
The few times she's been around that track.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna happen like that.
So is there anything in closing eats up on the Batwoman story?
Look, man, I'm gonna I'll keep doing videos on this, like as long as this show's on the air, and it's been good for my channel. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm at 812 right now, and a lot of that is because of Batwoman. And so it's like Batman and the Joker. It's like as Batman, you don't want to kill the Joker. Like you need the Joker. Like that is my Joker. I need that garbage tier Caroline Dries, Greg Berlanti trash to keep going because it has, man. It's been good to me. I hate it. Like it's so funny how they're like, we've got Ryan Wilder now, and if you don't accept it, you're a bigot. This is our new character. It's like, is she though? Like, is she? She's like a perpetual victim. They try to make her out to be a victim every week. It's like, then they bring on Mike Tyson's old punching bag. Robin Gibbons is like, surpriseies, her mom's a billionaire now, and it's like, what the fuck? She lived in a van down by the river, and now her mom is wobbing, and she's a billionaire. Yeah, she lived with a plant, which was the Jesus. That was the imaginary magic MacGuffin device that like could cure anything, and it helped Cuckwing after the evil white Chad shot him, and he's better because of that plant now. And but his suit is malfunctioning not because the suit is wrong, because he has PTSD from getting shot by the evil white Tavarov, and it's like, oh my god. My head hurts from this. Why?
Performance anxiety.
Wing performance anxiety.
Yeah. So, wow.
He's definitely drinking the water.
It hurts.
Did they try to link Tavarov to the police in any way, shape, or form?
Well,
Tavarov
was
imagine that happening.
He was one of the crows, so he was the evil, as Ryan said, the evil white supremacist. Because she said, told Sophie, "Have you ever?" Because they were playing "Have you ever?" and she's like, "I have never circumvented my values to prop up a white supremacist organization." It's like, oh my god!
Wow.
Like, did you just punch that right on the nose or what?
Etep, it hurts me, your depth of knowledge into this topic. It really does. It hurts my soul.
I can remember the first trailer vividly like it was yesterday, and it still hurts my soul. Because it's like, how is that homeless person that clean? Like, her hair is like, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline and some Pantene. I don't know, but homeless people look good over there. I'm like, all right.
Pro asked, is CW getting a season 2? You know they're gonna.
Maybe they have UBI.
I think they're all they're all lesbians. I know they age differently. I don't know.
Well, it's probably just a shower down by the river. Next to the van down by the river.
Well, if that in the bat suit fell out of the freaking sky and Ryan's just like, oh. It's just like Kate Kane's plane blows up and the only thing left was the bat suit. Wait, no, Kate was okay. And her face she was okay because we just sewed a new one on her out of butt skin. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
That butt skin can work miracles.
It was an improvement.
That was the softest booty skin.
No ass. Yeah. Whose ass did they get that from?
and how did she get 8 inches taller out of butt skin? That's just what I want to know.
I don't know, man. I was like, I was like, I was looking at Wallace Day, I'm like, okay, so she's, but it's like, girl, she's a vegan though. So it's like, she needs to eat some meat. It's like, get some shoulders on you. If I want to buy you is like being strong. Like, I'm just, put some meat on you, girl. Like, but she was better fit looking than Ruby Rose. Cause Ruby, like that first scene, like I made my wife watch the pilot with me, like watch this dumpster fire with me. So the scene where she jumps in the ice and she busts out, my wife's like, there's no way that skinny little bitch is going to do. And that's exactly what she said. She goes, I'm not watching this. You have fun. She made it through like 3 minutes of the pilot. And here I am, 72 videos and over 2 years later, and just still hurting myself because I'm like, I feel this obligation to my subscribers who I said I will cover this from start to finish. And here I am.
Thank God for you. I said the same thing about Picard and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't even.
Yeah, we love you.
Sense therapy in your future.
I have a great therapist. He charges a lot.
Wow.
We're here for you if you need us.
Yeah, every week they just talk about Batwoman when he gets in there for the session. He's like, I want to talk about my family. And no. Let's finish the Batwoman thing.
He's like, so what happened to Alice this week? I'm like, well, she killed 72 people and they just let her go. Because that's something that happens. Like you're probably one of the worst psychopath mass murderers in Gotham. Fuck it, it'll be fine. Let her out. It'll be fine. Just let her out. Let her watch. She's good. Wait, we'll inject her with nanobites. We can track her better that way. Good job, Cuckwing.
The clown roll of $50 says, hopefully De Niro is in Alex Baldwin's next movie. Okay, we're going with dark humor today. The Mortal Coil for $5.
Well, I can confirm that we are planning on shooting that, Walton. We are planning on shooting that, and we're going to shoot it very well. So stay tuned for that. We're going to load it all up, and you're going to be able to see something really explosive.
Well, considering we just got done talking about the CW, load was a proper word to use. A Mortal Coil for $5. Gary, you don't dig Disney Plus, but I got to know what you think about the USS Eldridge appearing in Loki. Stay savage.
The USS, I didn't think much about it because I was too busy hating Loki.
No, not a fan?
Not a fan. No, I thought it was one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It was pretty much the Jake Skywalker of one of the, I would say, main MCU characters, like systematic, and it was emblematic of everything Marvel is doing in Phase 4. It was nice to see the Eldritch, but it was too busy cringing from all the deconstruction and watching Loki bow to Lady Loki and follow her around. In his little freaking suit and conjure up little blankies so he can keep himself warm. What the hell was that?
Dude, that was so bad what they did. They really did destroy the character. And then my favorite is that they made the Infinity Stones paperweight. So we had 10 years that they built up that mean nothing now. Like, what was that? Who was smoking what when they sat down and go, oh yeah, this will be a good idea?
Which one did you dislike more, Gary? Did you dislike Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki more? Because for me, it was like Falcon and the Winter Soldier insisted upon itself being bad, whereas Loki just made me apathetic by about the third episode.
God, they're equally as bad, but I would say Loki, because you went after a main character. Peripherally, Falcon and Winter Soldier like destroys Captain America. As much as it does Falcon. You took a good character and you just gave him some hand-me-downs. But it's just this anti-masculinity thing that's like going through because of Me Too Time's Up. So I mean, you're gonna have a hard time presenting superheroes without masculinity. That's just, it's not going to be possible.
Of course.
And that's been the theme throughout everything we've seen, but they were both pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I think Captain Falcon went over to Loki and said, "You got to do better.
You need to do better."
Ow,
and he didn't.
I don't know how you do better, but what don't I know? Because I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. Okay, yeah, you just went in circles there, buddy. It's almost like your writers don't know what the hell they're doing.
Imagine that.
Like,
How many times can they retcon Captain America? Because now you have like the stands in the MCU saying, "Well, Brie Larson was the first Avenger because in Captain Marvel." I'm like, let me stop you right there, Pimpin. Let me stop you right there. No. That's literally Captain America, the first Avenger. No, don't start that.
Yeah, that's the name of the movie.
I know I definitely should have covered a lot of those shows. I haven't been able to. After the Mandalorian. And it wasn't just Gina getting fired. It was like what they did to Luke, how they presented that and how they got upset that people were excited about having a moment, just like a fraction of a moment with a pale shade of what we could have had with Luke Skywalker. Like, I've just been done with Disney. I need to start watching those shows again, but I just have not been able to bring myself to cover any of them. Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki. I got fed up for so long, and unfortunately, I have to review things because I'm a YouTuber who reviews entertainments. But that just put me off for the longest time. Put a bad taste in my mouth. It's the quality of entertainment has become so terrible.
Dude,
and we've
watch
been
the new
beaten down
Dune,
for
Steven.
years. I did watch the new Dune. I watched it weeks ago because I had a friend's address, and I didn't review it. And I just should have done a spoiler-free review.
Oh
but
my
it was a
God.
great movie.
Yes.
Had a lot of fun with that.
Nice.
That movie, like, I watched it yesterday, and I was like, this is what movies should be. Like, okay, so I watched the Lynch one for the first time probably since I was about 9 or 10, like a couple weeks ago. I haven't read the books. I don't know the books, so I'm kind of a normie when it comes to Dune. Didn't watch the Children of Dune miniseries, but this movie, to me, I was impressed with pretty much everything in it. And I don't see the hate that Zimmer's score is getting for it, because I thought it was scored pretty well. I mean, I'm not an expert on cinematic scores, but I thought the music worked with it. And it left on a perfect. It was like the denouement of the movie was perfect to what should be a 2-part, series, and no more for this tale. I liked it though. I really did. I thought it was well. Timothy Chalamet totally superseded what I thought he was going to do, because I had never seen him in anything, and just looking at him, I'm like, and comparing him and Kyle MacLachlan is like apples and oranges. But I thought that the character worked very well.
Real quick, Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark for $5 says, I don't know who the Nerdrotic guy is, but I like his beard and style. He's going to go far. He should start a channel.
Why, thank you. Maybe I should. Yeah.
He also said his logo makes me want Culver's cheese curds.
Yeah. I need to. Oh yeah. Their logo is very similar to my. Whatever. They're selling cheese. I'm trying to stop the cheese, and they're selling cheese, so it's all good. But I like cheese; it's good.
Why would you stop the cheese?
Thank you very much.
Cheese curds are delicious.
Cheese curds are delicious, but Hollywood cheese is terrible. I want the old good cheese that was bad. Like stuff. I long for that. I long for when things were fun.
So you're trying to stop the Famunda cheese.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Before we move into the next segment, I just wanted to say, for several years, a lot of us come together, have been inspired by other creators who started YouTube channels, people like Gary, to speak our mind, to speak up. That's how I started. That's how I began. I was very inspired by these people to make.
Steven, we're not buying it. Simp harder.
Oh my God, just to start a channel. And once I got into this indie sphere, I found artists, I found writers, I found a lot of different people that were inspiring one another. A wonderful opportunities for people out there who are writers, who are creators, who are editors, and this has been an explosion of creativity that I'm very proud of, very proud to have been a part of. And while I've been traversing this entire scene, I had discovered a lot of good people, a lot of great lunch tables. One of the best that I have found, one of the most honest, one of the most hardworking creators that I have found. I brought into Rogue Entertainment, a man by the name of Vinnieart. I consider him the crown jewel of our indie sphere. He's also a part of Rogue Entertainment's promotion for independent creators, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a writer, an author, an artist, whatever the case may be. We've got a show dedicated to that on Red Gaze's channel. So right now, I would like to highlight my brother who was less than 60 subs away from hitting 1,000. He's got his watch hours, and I'd love to see him hit that 1,000 mark. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the art of Vinnieart. Vinny, take it away, brother.
Dude, that was awesome. It's the first time I even saw that. Thank you guys for showcasing me like this. Once again, I came into this because I was sick of the mainstream. Absolutely sick of it. What they've done, what they've been doing. When I worked at McFarlane, that's what I saw 24/7 is just bullshit, top to bottom. People trying to hurt one another all the time. These quote-unquote professionals at these conventions pulling the same shit everywhere. I was tired of it. That's why I started doing my own books. I started getting independent. I started supporting so many people. When I came here, I literally brought one of the best printers for a bunch of creators. Everyone kept going to China or somewhere else. At the height of the coof, I delivered a hardcover, beautiful book, Through the Woods, co-written and co-created by my brother Frank. We were super happy to get that out there. When everyone said, "Oh, you can't do a hardcover book. You need at least 6 figures." Bullshit. I proved it. You could bring quality to people. You could make things happen. And that's what we're doing here. Shout out to the Kraken's my newest one. I seriously hope that you guys will consider picking this stuff up. If not, please at least tweet it out there. Let people know. There are real independent creators out here who care. We want to give you the best. I am the sole writer, penciler, inker, colorist. I do it all, lettering. This entire book is all me, much like City of Venus, my first kind of solo project. I am busting my ass night and day for the fans, for myself. I want to make sure you guys get the best product out there in your hands 24/7. Enough of everyone's bullshit. Enough of the games. Enough of the drama. How about we make this about books? That's why I have 5 fulfilled campaigns already, and I'm going into 3 years now. This is campaign number 6. I think we can make this happen. We got to keep pushing and coming together. So I always say it, be kind to one another, be kick-ass while you create. We need to get these books out there. We need a library of great stuff, not regurgitated shit. None of the fighting. We got to stop all that shit. That's something I believe in. We have to get these books out there. So that's what we're doing here. That's what I've been doing night and day. I want to give you guys quality, give you the best.
Vinny, and you know what? I will say this. I recently had purchased Through the Woods, and I got it relatively quickly. When Vinny says that it's coming out immediately as soon as you order, he means it. You get it. Like, I got mine in less than a week. I read through it already 3 times already. Amazing story. It's so well done. And here's the thing. When you talk about the mainstream media, they are paying attention to what people like you and what Red are doing, what Nerium is doing, what all the other creators that you've run across on your shows, especially on Rogues Gallery with Red. They're paying attention. That's why they're getting so upset with people that are actually working with people who are considered comics geek. Now, they are worried because they're watching what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
They're flipping out. Yeah, they're flipping out, and it's because of guys like Vinny and so many others, and the entire creative team. We've been able to well, actually, Red Gaze has been promoting. We have some incredible artists, and of course, that inspires other artists to join. Because you have great stories, you have the stuff that Vinny's doing, and Vinny's making incredible stuff. I'm jealous. I wish I could produce art like Vinny does. It's amazing.
Dude, Vinny, you work in the industry. I mean,
I know.
What do you think of, as a lifelong comic fan, what do you think of how the industry has been, how has it been the last several years?
It's dog shit, top to bottom. I was calling it back in like 2003-ish. I started seeing all this crap, what they did, what Quesada was doing, how he kept putting more scumbags in there, people he could put the blame on. Like, I saw it throughout. That's what drove me crazy, I started doing covers. Yeah, I did a lot of, like, shitty political covers, like, back when, like, around the time when Obama was getting in. But I wasn't into politics at the time. I didn't care. Like, they hired me to do these things, right? But as I was doing that, because it's after I worked at McFarlane doing the lead designs for his toy company. I just was taking whatever work I could in comics, because I didn't really want to be in toys anymore. But because comics that's my real passion, so that's what I was doing. I was getting back into it. I started doing covers for like Hack and Slash, for Image and all that stuff. But I wanted to do my own thing because, again, I'm sick of agendas. Why can't we just have great stories? That's why, like, Through the Woods, me and my brother, when we came up with this, we decided, let's go kind of pulp, because that's what comics started as. It wasn't just superheroes right off the bat. It was like the pulp stories, the cool stuff. This is a ghost story. So we decided, let's do like a mini series with it. Let's play around with what we could do. And dude, we produced a 100-page hardcover French-style comic book. This is what I'm talking about. So, like, there's the size difference between a regular comic and this. And like I said, and I listened to the fans. I made sure that this was going to happen, because they're like, what can we do for stretch goals? I was saying during one of the live streams, and I'm like, well, I crunched the numbers as tight as I could. I'm like, all right, if we hit this, let's do it. And people came out almost immediately and went, holy shit, we're going to get a hardcover book at that quality. And let me tell you, like I said, this is some of the best quality you're ever going to find anywhere. Like one page is thicker than a Marvel cover, you know? And that's what we need to do. Bring the quality to the table. What is the excuse? Why does everyone keep doing the opposite, you know? The mainstream is just, it's full of shit top to bottom. Everything that they do makes me sick to my stomach.
I mean, Gary, you owned a comic book shop for a long time, and you're a comic book fan. Like, what? I know you're an advocate for the shops that are closing right now. So, like, how does it make you feel? What has happened to the industry, and how do you feel about indie comics?
Oh, well, I love comics. I love comic shops. They were sanctuaries. And thankfully there's some still around, and it's because of indie comics. It's not, you know, there's more people are going to that. That's at least what I'm told. It's back issues and indies and if the shops sell manga. I hate the fact that the comic shops were somewhat complicit in this. There was a lot of people who agreed with the publishers and the big two. And Vinny, I was around when those covers came out. I was selling them, dude. Yeah. I didn't care at the time, but I saw the stuff slowly encroaching in, and it was concerning. But like, I never thought it would get as bad as it is right now.
Same.
Yeah, and a lot of this is political. I heard somebody brought up in my Twitter today. Sorry, I didn't see your name and remember it. My apologies. When I go back through, I'll acknowledge it in a future live stream. But somebody was asking me about libraries, because I had talked about this a year ago, that the librarians started to have a bigger presence at Comic-Con to the point where there would be like one librarian panel. And in 2019, there was 24 librarian panels. And I actually sat in an Orville, a line to go into the Orville with the librarian. And she was telling me, like, you know, how much power they had now. I know with the libraries in San Francisco and in Berkeley, they had to buy their books through comic stores. Wow. So like, yeah, because Brian Hibbs had the library, account for Oakland, and then somebody in Oakland had the library account for San Francisco. And then, you know, the whole Scholastic thing where they had this pipeline right in the schools so they can start selling books to kids that are like, you know, I'm Not Starfire, that kind of stuff. And it became huge. It became, you know, like Dog Boy was the biggest selling book, and Captain Underpants and stuff like that. So they started conflating that into comic book sales. But there is something, because somebody was asking if there was like something nefarious behind it. And this is something I had talked about last year. It's, yes, they get subsidies. If you remember the drug issue, the famous drug issue that they ripped the comic code off of, Stan Lee was asked to write that story. I'm either, or it was either him or Denny O'Neil were asked with the Iron Man. I can't remember if it was one of those.
I think it was Denny O'Neil.
Denny O'Neil, yeah, he was asked to write that story by people in the administration. So, like, yeah, that stuff happens. That stuff fucking happens. It's disappointing. It's disappointing all around because a lot of my brethren in the comic shops didn't speak up enough. The ones who could have didn't have the power. And I was screaming about this last year when like they could have done something about it. Last year, comic shops had power. This year, they don't. It's gone. They're phased out.
I agree, man, dude. From what I saw and how it all happened, because I was supposed to work with Mark Millar on a Spider-Man project, and Quesada, he stepped in 2 weeks before I signed the contract to screw me out of it, to put one of his friends on the book instead. You know, like this, it's a lot of dirtiness that they do, but then you're right. Over time, they just kept pushing more and more agendas. They wanted to get these things in there and start pushing out the people who were more old school or had that sensibility. You know, it's, to me, it's mind boggling. Like, you'd rather like lose all that money. You'd rather piss off all these people because they all like pivoted over to the movie side of things. And the movie stuff is totally different. And that crowd isn't buying any of those comics. So they walk into the shop and go, this is totally different. This isn't what we're seeing on the big screen. It's not transferable. It's not at any level. And in fact, all they did was piss off people because, like, what the hell? When they walked in there, what were they getting? They were getting the knockoff versions of all the characters. You know, yeah, the Asian Hulk at the time, all the stupid little things they tried to put in there, and like you're killing off characters as well, because that was like the thing they kept doing, like every couple of months. Oh, Captain America's dead. Now it's the Hulk who's dead. Like, what is the point of this shit? You know, and these writers who all they do is fight with fans everywhere on Twitter, at the conventions, and like I said, I saw it firsthand. Because I'm very good with people when they're at my table and stuff, because I'm talking to them like a regular person. You know, if we watch a movie or something into a video game, like we'll have a great conversation. It's not necessarily just to sell some of my product. A lot of times people would just walk away afterwards. Oh, it was nice to meet you. You know, you don't have to always be in sell mode. They'll come back if they definitely want it or they love your work, and you know, thankfully that's happened. But I've seen professionals literally, it's this amount, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as the person walks away, they start to make fun of them, you know? And I've turned around and I've had to yell at them, and I don't care. Like, I almost got kicked out of a convention once because somebody did that shit. Like, what are you doing trying to hurt fans? And that's all it seems like they want to do. There's a handful of people that are still really cool or really good, you know? There's some of them I'm still friends with on and off, but it's different, and they want to do that, right? They want to section people off. They don't want fans to really know the creators anymore. It's this division, and just buy our product and fuck off. That's like their motto now, and it doesn't matter what they put out. It's just buy it.
And I don't want to hear what you like. I'm going to tell you what you're going to like. I'm going to tell you what you're going to read, and you know, they love to conflate, like there's assholes everywhere, right? But they love to conflate the worst of the worst with the vast majority of fans who are just like, hey, I just want to have fun reading my comic books. You know, these are my one little pleasure, my guilty pleasure at the end of a day that I work 8 hours. The comic book medium is a blue collar medium. And for the buyers, at least it used to. Speculators are kind of screwing up the market right now, but that's a story for another day. And what I noticed was the Alternative Press Expo, right? APE. I don't know if you remember APE. It used to be in San Francisco. It was put on by San Diego Comic-Con, and it was the independent Comic-Con every year, kind of like the PBS of Comic-Cons. And it was in the Concourse Center at San Francisco, and I went every year, and I was like the only guy there who liked superheroes. Like, so I would have my little table, like not selling indie stuff. I'd be selling like freaking mainstream, you know, Men in Tights stuff there. And everybody would be pissed off, and it was great. But you know, that's the first time I met Kelly Sue DeConnick. It's the first time I met Matt Fraction and all of those people who now are full on running the comic book industry. And when they were there, they hated superheroes. They just didn't like that. And that's clear. We are hiring people who hate superheroes, who hate traditional stories, who hate the customer, who hate Superman, you know, hate this country, but they want to sell you books. They want to write for Captain America. You know, it's like, continue writing your crap book that nobody was reading before, except see, all Ape was independent artists and like selling to themselves. It's not like the crop now, because it was just all like Cal Arts stuff, basically.
Oh, okay.
Which there's a market for some people, but not for me. And they're running it now. And plus, you know, it's, I mean, they don't pay as well. I can see that. I can see why they also lost a bunch of talent, because they just don't pay. So they tried to go overseas and underpay those people, and then they, you know, got wise. So now where we're at now, and it's sad. It's sad to see this thing I've loved my entire fucking life. What taught me to read. It's the first thing it's the first story I read was a comic book. Like, the first story I experienced. And it's got an expiration date on it now, and it didn't need to. I mean, like, we just had a multi-billion-dollar run with the MCU. There's no excuses. That should have trickled down to comic stores. And when I had a shop, I was, you know, there was some synergy in the beginning. Marvel was like, hey, let's put an A-team on Iron Man. We got an Iron Man movie coming out. Let's make sure Tony Stark is alive in the Iron Man book when the Iron Man movie comes out. And you know what? It translated into sales. Then they stopped doing it.
Yeah, they stopped doing it because again, they want those characters to die off. Like you said, they don't like superheroes. The people that they put in there, I don't know what they think that they're doing. But again, sales go down the toilet. How are you going to pay better people to, great artists to draw, better writers to fix those things? They don't want that either. They already made a decision on what they're going to do, and they do want to tank it all apparently because they thought just yelling at people, buy it no matter what, didn't work. The movies didn't work anymore. Why? Because they keep going down the wrong path. You want to push bullshit and agendas and everything else, that is going to translate into failure, 100%. You know,
well, I know,
I'm trying to.
I was going to say, Vinny, I know when we were talking about the comic book stores earlier, when I was up north, dealing with the state sale and everything like that, and I was talking to my friend who's run a comic book shop, and I've known this guy since I was probably like 13 years old. He was telling me all the problems that he was having with those mainstream publishers like Marvel and DC, where they were forcing X amount of issues and X amount of variant covers and stuff like that, that they were literally just forcing these books on them, whether they wanted them or not. And they said, well, if you're going to buy this series of books, you're going to have to get this series of books, whether they sell in your store or not. And he said that was like a huge problem in his store. And it was one of the reasons that he had to diversify his sales, and he had to start including sales for like dice and stuff like that. And he actually got into creating his own gaming dice because comics alone were not going to keep his shop open. And that's another thing I think a lot of people miss, is that it's not just what the mainstream media is, or the mainstream comic book writers are doing as far as the characters are concerned. It's the shit that they did to the small comic book store owners as well that is actually crushing the industry.
Real quick before we keep going, Tina Boja for $2 channel member. I got a Tina super chat. I got to say, Through the Woods is a gorgeous piece of artwork. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
Truly is.
Conquest Comment says Vinny is a good person and a great creator. Thank you, brother. Thank you,
Liam.
For chat.
Much love, bro.
Guys, Vinny has exactly 47 subscribers for 1,000. Can y'all help me make a dream come true? This community is about rising together, supporting one another. We got 226 people in the chat. Thank you so very much for being here. If just 47 of you guys would consider subscribing to Vinny, supporting that channel, watch a video, check him out. If you support indie comics, he does a lot of shows supporting other creators, content creators, showcasing them. Please, guys, that'd be a wonderful thing. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See, not that I'm advocating it, but if 5 of you set up 10 accounts and subscribe,
Wes, no.
Let me do the math. Hang on.
Well, this is the thing I was going to say as well, man. Because on top of it too, it is poor quality that's out there, and that's why I have like a series of videos over on my channel as well, where I'm teaching people the basics. People don't know the foundations anymore for artwork, and it's infuriating. And you're seeing it throughout. These editors at Marvel and DC, they don't give a shit either. You're seeing silly errors, or just bad perspective, shitty anatomy. Like the worst of the worst across the board. And a lot of people, they're just using like these cheap tricks. If they see something like on Clip Studio, or they're tracing over models, that really is, to me personally, it hurts the craft of what comics were, That's why I always tell people, if they ask me, how they should be working on stuff, I go, at least do your pencils traditionally. At least that, or some kind of, or if you do a digital, print it out and do your inks digital. You need to get a feel for what you're doing, because there is something special about it in crafting these worlds. Because I'm not just winging it. I know my structure. I know my storytelling, anatomy, perspective. If you don't have that, you're gonna have a lopsided, shitty building. And same happens with these books. You're gonna have horrible stuff. Get out there, put the work in. It's gonna come back, and that's how we keep quality going. I'm very much of like the mind of Jim Shooter, the way that we should be approaching things. I remember when they kicked him out of comics, they were like, half these people were like having a parade. They were so happy. What are you happy about? That man did so much for the comic book industry, and they shit all over him. I seen it firsthand. I saw it on the internet. I saw it at conventions. I'm like, are you people smoking crack? He's literally the reason why we even had trade paperbacks. He helped build these worlds, these different IPs. What he did for Transformers, what he did for just Marvel across the board. Like, you people, I don't know. I don't know where they're coming from, but it sickens my stomach. That's why I keep putting quality out there. That's why we're going to keep doing it. You know, I have just a universe that I created. Most of my books, almost all of them, they connect in some way or another. If it's an Easter egg, if it's a direct connection to another story element or something, you're going to see it. And I want to keep people, you know, surprised as well, and give them a little bit of everything. That's what we need to do with this stuff, because I don't want to see it die. I want to continue making books. I love storytelling. I love this stuff. And it would break my heart to see this industry completely fall apart or implode. So yeah, it's up to us. It's up to the indies. What Red Gaze is doing, what Nerium is doing with Bonds, all this stuff. You know, there's so many great creators we have out there, and that's why we showcase people as much as we could. You know, Fridays, Sundays, I have my streams. We hang out, we chill, but we also show campaigns. It's important to do that stuff. But
Ruben Christopher Hayes for $10, channel member. Thank you so much, Ruben. Appreciate you helping to keep the lights on, man. Bottom line, they do not want superheroes because they will inspire someone to stand up and make a difference. They want heroes to extol their values of the values of the collective. They want us to obey.
Oh yeah.
Word up. Yep.
I mean, Gary, you've been fighting against, you've been speaking out against the mainstream and what they've been doing with our modern myths. I mean, do you agree with what Ruben's saying?
Yes. And I met Ruben at the meetup, and it was great. And you know, Ruben is one of these culture warriors. He came out to the meetup. He had some health problems, but he risked coming out anyway. You know, risked the proof and everything because he wanted to meet everybody. He had the time of his life, by the way.
Yeah, Ruben was awesome.
One of the things that really hit home with me, Steven, at that meetup was like how real what we're doing is. Because, you know, I do this culture war thing and mix it in with reviews, and it's not what I meant to do with my channel at all. It's just kind of something that it morphed into that.
I remember, yeah.
And I'm a big dummy. I believe in this shit. I absolutely, I don't think it's some fucking joke, excuse my language, and I'm not going to be out there be a clown about it. And I think free speech and free expression, we can argue on the little details of it, but it's important. And we're like seeing entertainment being complicit in really pushing authoritarianism right now. And this is what we were warning against the whole damn time. So when I see a few hundred people tell me, I mean, like that was the one thing that they said the most. That was the most common heard thing was, this is real. Thank you for giving us a voice. Thank you for at least making sense. You know, I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one saying this. And I said that when I came to YouTube and I found my channels. It's the same thing. So it is real. If people don't want to take it seriously, that's fine. I don't expect every content creator to do that. It's not their responsibility, but I do. I'm not interested in playing any foolish games out there at all. And it's for people like myself, obviously, and Ruben, who you know, watches all of us and supports all of us and takes it very seriously.
I mean, really, what it comes down to is the right of expression. Like, I mean, the reason I got involved was because I saw how much disinformation was going on around us, and just how much these entertainment platforms, the people that were running them at the time, were trying to separate us, to segregate us, to divide us. This is about freedom of expression, about freedom of individuality and thought. And like I said earlier, you know, we don't need to scream about diversity because we're naturally diverse. We're just people from all different walks of life, all across the country, all across various countries. Whoops. And we all believe in the right to express ourselves. Whether we agree on the finer points, that doesn't matter. I don't care if I agree or disagree with another content creator. I don't give a shit. What I care about is the right and the ability for us to be able to express ourselves. That's what's the most important to me, and that's why I got started in this game, to support this culture war that, like you, I really didn't. I did mean to get involved in because of an inspiration like you and others, like Jeremy, like comics, like Tom. Everyone got me inspired to speak up, especially after seeing the attacks that have happened in the media at some of you and other content creators. Content creators should not be fighting one another. We shouldn't be on air fighting one another. We shouldn't be on air being recluse. You know, I slip up. I've slipped up once or twice now and again. But look, this is about all of us having the right to speak our opinions, having the right to create. There's room enough for everyone, no matter if you're a comic creator or a YouTuber. We should all have the ability to feel comfortable speaking our minds and supporting each other. And if you don't got nothing to say, don't say nothing nice at all. Mackany Draw says Vinny's at 966, guys. Could we please get him up to 1,000? Make a dream come true. 263 in the chat. Hail to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the reason that we do this. I was like
Steven.
Yeah, brother.
I wanted to add something on to that. And this is another thing that I've actually run into quite a few times. And people say, well, why are you sitting there making such a big deal out of something so inconsequential as a movie or a TV show or a comic, whatever it may be? The reason it's actually very important because these are things that we can actually directly affect because we are the consumers. We are the ones that are going to decide, are we going to buy this product? Or are we going to give them money? Ultimately, we hold their fate in our hands because if they don't make money, they cannot continue to exist in the way that they are actually perpetuating everything right now. We can make a huge difference. And if you won't even stand up to something that you can affect, how are you going to go against the things that is a little bit harder to combat, such as politics and everything else?
Real quick, I just want to say, Tom Connors, Midnight Judge After Dark. What did you do? You have constantly, for years, no matter the size of a channel, if they only have 10 subs, you constantly go on everybody's live stream. You support them. You're just being there and being a part of a group. It has been inspirational to many people. Tom Connors is one of the best people that we have in this community, bar none.
True.
So please support him. Support Midnight's Edge. The excellence of editorials. That's what you've done, my brother.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And that's what I gotta say, man. Tom, Gary, Jeremy, all these voices are super important. Okay. Why do you think they keep trying to stop everyone? All right, they don't like that we are trying to keep things normal. They want the craziness to come in here. They want the bullshit. They want people deaf, dumb, and blind to everything. That way, they're just a sheep. You know, take your jabby jabs, do everything you have to do, comply, while we destroy your lives and destroy the world. You know, why do you think I always bust out that Alex Jones impression? Because it's true. It's the globalists. They're trying to destroy us all. Fuck these people. Ban that video. Infowars.com. Like, pay attention to what's going on, you know, and we're having our fun with it. But at the same time, we're replacing the garbage that they're putting out there. That's why we work so hard. If you want the natural diversity, you can have that in a story and it won't hurt it. You know, I have a pirate story here. Well, guess what? I also deal in slavery in here. Why? Because it happened in history. What are they doing in schools? They're trying to omit things. They're just ripping out history and throwing it away like it didn't happen, destroying statues, doing all this crap. No. Why didn't you tell what's actually supposed to be going on? You know, you could do that. But nope, it's always, all right, here's an agenda, and fuck your heroes, fuck everything. You know, you have your Luke Skywalker drinking blue titty milk. Yeah, that's really the way to go, huh? Please. They destroy while we create.
They're tearing down our statues in the comic books. I mean, all of DC is gay now. And like, you know, Razorfist correctly pointed this out, but I said it too back at the New 52 started this. Started this whole thing in comic books. It was done before SJW Marvel. It was the New 52, and it was pretty awful, and it was universally hated. That's why we got Convergence and Rebirth. That's something actually good came out of it because the fans reacted, and DC at that time listened to the fans. Marvel never did. You know, I was naive. I thought when Disney bought Marvel, I thought Marvel would improve because Marvel was a horrible company to deal with as a retailer, and DC was much better. Although I was a Marvel guy, and no, they actually got worse, which I didn't think was possible. And yeah, they're tearing down our statues, Captain America, Superman. They can just make new characters and expand the universe, and those would be new IPs that they control completely, that they wouldn't have to pay residuals for or anything. With these new characters, they can you know, other people brought this up. They own Icon. They can bring Icon back if they wanted to. No, this is about taking something, not making something, which makes it, I mean, this is stuff that was a hard sell 3 years ago. People were like, I don't know. It's not anymore. It's pretty easy sell. Now that every character has been vandalized at this point. Lord of the Rings is next. Batman the animated series. They're going to start plucking all the greats.
They're gonna massacre that Batman show, and that's so sad because I freaking love that show. Like,
I do
too.
They can't help themselves.
Vinny is 23 away from 1K, guys. 23
shit.
subs. Can we get 23 people to subscribe to Vinnieart?
Hell
Please,
yeah.
links in the chat, dude. I appreciate you guys. This is what this community is about. This
Push
is
them
what
over the
fellowship
top,
is
people.
about. Helping each other to rise, promoting indie creators, promoting good people. And that's why I'm here. That's why you're here. Thank you to everybody in the chat for being here. 284. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button, share out the link. You guys are the reason why we do what we do. If it wasn't for you, we'd just be here talking to ourselves. Thank you so much.
Vinny, what might happen? Two things. Saturday, YouTube scrubs every Saturday. So they scrub bots and everything. So if you lose a couple subs on Saturday, don't freak out. It's kind of normal. I used to I remember being at Tesla when my channel was growing, and I'm like, every Saturday morning, I'd lose like 6 or 7 subs. I'm like, God dang it, it kind of ruined my day.
Yep.
Dude. And then I figured it out that they do this every Saturday. And then when Vinny, when you get a bunch of subs, they might take them away for a little while, but they'll give them back. They'll give them back. It's just a process. So
yeah, I saw that when I was around 800. It was the same thing. People were like, yeah, it went up a little bit, then it dropped down a little bit, and a couple days later they came back. So yeah, I don't get super picky with that. Just as long as I can hit it and I can monetize, I'll be fine with that. But yeah, like I said, I'm creating here, creating content for people, creating amazing books, and I just want more people just to pick up all this stuff because there's a lot more from great creators, and that's why we keep trying to showcase more people as well. Like, Chris Fisk is another great new guy that came into this.
Infinitail
Chronicle, dude, that stuff looks amazing what he's been doing. But again, it's something that was near and dear to his heart. He's been working on that story for like nearly 30 years. He was going to do a tabletop game, and he ended up turning it into a book and a full series. He's got like 10 chapters written out. The first book is completed. Just amazing stuff. There are other projects out there. You gotta look for them. Go on Indiegogo, check it out. Type in comics, books. Red Gaze.
Holy shit, we're at 14 away. 14 more subs. Thank you guys,
dude.
Thank you so much,
you guys and girls. But yeah, and that's the message we're always trying to push here, because you're not going to get quality like this from the mainstream anymore. I'm sorry, you just won't. I don't know what they're doing, but you pick it up and it all looks like CalArts now to me, or worse. It's shit. It's pure shit. You'll have a handful of good books. Good artwork. You can't say good books because
Speaking of shit, the dump is going to be on at 9:30 on Sporking News Podcast. We call that the Sporking Steamer. Sporking News Podcast for $5 says, "Wow, this show is still a thing, you dick." Talk about a dump. Well, go to the Sporking Steamer at 9:30, guys. Please, I'll be there.
That's an Eastern time. It's 6:30 on the west side.
Thank you very much. Yes,
I might even grace him with my presence tonight.
Ooh.
Culture, you're on the panel. You don't need to super chat. Right. You're on the panel.
Yeah, I made a typo here. See if you can find it. Dang it.
Culture, I'm cross-eyed. Culture Casino over $20. Channel member, thank you for keeping the lights on. Littlefinger was right. Chaos is a ladder. There are those sowing chaos. Those that are sowing chaos benefit from it. Oh, and Scott J.R. Martin will never finish the books.
Never coming.
I'm getting ready to read those too.
It's supposed to be GRR.
Yeah, just finish watching the show, and I want to read the books now.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a typo, but chances are I had Tolkien in my brain. So
well, maybe JRR will actually.
I thought the typo was you meant to send $200. Darn it!
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
okay.
It was like $2.
Notice.
$2 super chat.
Vinny, let's move. Let's give him the final pitch, brother. Tell him why you love doing what you do.
Oh, dude, it's a blast for me. Since I was a kid, I love comics. I want to continue this storytelling. I met Stan Lee a couple times in my life. The last time I met him, he actually bought original artwork from me. That kept me going. when everyone tried to, again in the industry, hurt my dream and hurt what they're doing to these characters and everything. Well, we have great characters again that we're bringing back here. Shout out to the Kraken. Again, this is my newest one. I'm looking to get this completed by the first quarter of 2022. I'm on the last act of the book, so If you guys love pirate stories, this is more of a traditional pirate story. You're going to have characters in history that are, that are going to be in here. They're going to be an integral part of the story throughout the series. But we follow our main character, Nathaniel James Callan, as he goes from being part of the Royal Navy into piracy and what he has to do and the code that he starts to break to live that lifestyle. It's very interesting and what I'm going to do with it. There is a supernatural spin in the story because, again, it's a comic book. You want that. There's also really cool stuff going on here. He finds this treasure map that's carved into a skull. It's multiple different locations, but it's also coded. You'll find out throughout the course of the series who it belongs to, who's responsible for this. He's also being pursued by a very nasty and notorious villain in the series. At first, he has no idea he's being pursued until the very messed up encounter you guys will see in the book. There are twists and turns everywhere. It's a pirate story, so you're going to have hot women, beautiful locations, betrayal, treasure, blood, everything you need in here. And I'll say it's about the level of Spawn, like PG-13-ish, around there. I want it to be something that everyone can pick up and read. There are more adult themes, obviously, but again, it's I think the right amount. It's balanced. It's the type of storytelling I like to do. This is going to be 50 pages. I might bleed over a little bit. That's why I'm drawing out the rest of this book right now. I'm drawing it out and inking it. I'm doing time lapses to keep you guys updated as well on the progress of the book. But I'm aiming at the first quarter, and it looks like I'm going to hit it spot on. So I was early with my 5 other campaigns. And again, if you guys want to see one last look at these fantastic books, these you could buy right away. These ship immediately. So you can get these 3 in the City of Venus campaign, the Art of Vinnie Volume 1 and 2, 52 pages each. So you get like 104 pages of artwork with those. City of Venus is about 32 pages. And you have the 100-page hardcover, fantastic ghost story, completed story. Again, written by Frankie Tartamella. And yeah, this is something I think you guys are going to love. So thank you so much, everyone. Please keep supporting my channel if you could. I promise I'll keep you as entertained as I could. I'll educate you on more drawing classes. I'm doing more toy reviews since, again, that's one of my passions as well. Being a lead designer for McFarlane Toys, working at Toy Biz. I did a whole bunch of work everywhere. And I also have great celebrity interviews over on my channel as well. If you're fans of Lee Ehrenberg from Pirates of the Caribbean, had a great discussion with him. Serena Vincent, she's a good friend, great people. And Bo Billingsley from Cowboy Bebop, fantastic guy, another great friend of mine, and a legend in the martial arts world, Grandmaster Bram Frank. So check out all that great stuff. I promise you're going to enjoy it. And I'm going to keep giving you the best. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, everyone here. You guys rock.
You deserve it, Vinny. You're one of the best people I've met since I come into this community. True to yourself, true to helping other independent creators, and honest, hardworking. Thank you very much for being a part of Rogue Entertainment. Mackany Draws for $10. This is one of the most incredible groups I've ever had the pleasure to be a part of. Vinny's a true master of an artist and comic creator, and it's an honor to be friends with him. Thank you, Mackie. That's some praise, man. Like people like Mac, people that started out in this community. In the chats. Oh God, I can't even click nothing. People who started out in the chats, just like me, just like maybe any of you that have your own channel or started one that was inspired by people like Gary or any number. I watch It's a Gundam, man. That's my go-to channel if I need to laugh. The Yellow Flash, another great creator out there. There's just so many wonderful creators that may have inspired you to do your thing. And we really appreciate that. We really appreciate seeing people rise, seeing people creating channels, seeing people work together. And I have had the pleasure as a writer of the Elemental Saga and the Fandom Menace Volume 1, Volume 2 is going to be coming out soon, to meet people like the Red Gaze and Nerium, who have their own projects. And I'm going to give them a few minutes to speak about those. Gaze, take it away.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, man. Me and Miriam have kind of come together to form this Blood Bonds Books business. She's an incredible artist, and I'm told I have a little bit of talent with writing. So that's my my role in the whole thing. Right now, Sunsworn Wings of Vengeance is it's kind of a follow-up. It's supplemental material that goes in between the two novels. The first novel was Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation, and the second novel is coming next year. So, just a little bit more meat, or maybe this is a potato in between the meat. But I just wanted to try my hand at comics, and I couldn't have found a better artist for that. Right now, it's a space fantasy adventure at its finest, and that's what we're trying to do here. Some might call it space opera. It's a little more space fantasy, I think, but I just wanted to tell great stories, and this again is another story that I've had in my head for years and years and years. It all began with a role-playing world that I created for my players, and just kind of became a universe all of its own. So I took that universe, and we were all inspired by something that drained our soul or killed our hearts, and that's what happened to me with Star Wars. And at that point, that's when I decided, it's really time to start writing our own stories, and somebody's got to do it. So why not us? Why not us? I always tell people, if you have a story to tell it. This is my very first story. We got a lot of things planned for the future as well, but this particular story is about a galaxy that's near utopia. Not quite, you're never quite going to reach utopia, but they're invaded by an enemy from the past, and things kind of get torn down. There's a lot of deaths, a lot of chaos ensues. But right here with Wings of Vengeance, we're kind of at the almost at a lull. The war has ended, and but there's more danger on the horizon. So this particular story is about some remnants of that invading force remaining, and our heroes coming to kind of put a stop to what they're doing, and also rescue someone who's very important to the restructuring of the galaxy. The novel Edge of Annihilation is still available on this campaign as well. I got a few, I call them war-torn reader copies available. Just, slight imperfections, a bent corner here or there, maybe a crease. But yeah, it's selling those at a little bit of a discounted price. And there's also a digital copy available as an add-on as well. But yeah, man, this is the story I wanted to tell. And Miriam has also got Bonds the Drive, which is still in demand. There's limited copies of this available. This is a story.
Book.
Absolutely beautiful book.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man. This is the story of a young girl who decides that she wants to become alpha of her pack as a werewolf, and that's not it's not typical. So this is her story. She's kind of gone through it, and doing what she can to try to find a way to basically convince the others that she's got what it takes to be the alpha. But this is just the first book in a series of, I think Miriam said 9 or 10 she has planned, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The story's great, and yeah, I mean her art is just incredible. But she's also the phenomenal storyteller, and the reason that we called our company Blood Bond Books is because we do have another story that's going to kind of intermingle with Bonds in the future called Blood. And you'll find out more about that in the future, but. Yeah, right now these are the stories that we have available, and we're trying to increase that library, right? Because we want to just keep this stuff coming. This is what we want to do. Like, I mean, right now we both have full-time jobs. We're doing the life thing, but this is our passion. This is what we really want to do. So we came together to make that happen. And yeah, man, if you're sick of all the crap that's out there, definitely to look into the indies, because that's where it's at right now. That's where all the good stories are coming from. People with passion, people who are putting their heart and souls into these things, not people just looking for a crappy paycheck to maybe get their name on a Marvel book or something. But yeah, that's what I got here.
And this is what's like when I came in, Red. When I started my channel, because I was inspired by other people, and then I came in and I saw the Comicsgate atmosphere, the indie comics atmosphere. There's a group of people who are inspiring one another that really care about what the fans think, how the treatment, because we as fans have been treated like garbage by the industry, whether you're a fan of movies, film, television, comics. We've been preached to, talked down to, told what we can and can't say and believe. And from that fire, was forged this entire indie sphere that of people who support each other, who help one another, promote one another, and that's what I love seeing. And that's the you can see the dedication and the love in these works.
Absolutely, yeah. Love's what it's all about. Go ahead, Vin.
No, yeah, dude, and this is what I'm saying, man. We have amazing talent here. The mainstream, they really don't know what they're missing when it comes to this stuff, you know. And again, like Miriam she has a little bit more of a manga style. There's different people out there doing different things. And Red, I got to correct you. I don't think the book that's in between novels. It's not a potato. It's another nice piece of meat.
Thank you.
You got beautiful projects across the board here. You know, and again, Red is one of those people that he's been supporting and showcasing a number of different creators for a number of different years now. You know, it's something we need to keep supporting. What we have here is something special. So, guys, girls, if you haven't yet, back these books, support these books. We're working damn hard. This man, he put out an over 500-page novel for his first campaign. You know, who does that?
This man, yeah. Go ahead, Vinny. I'm sorry.
No, well, this is what I'm saying. I mean, because it's not just comics; it's a creative person all around. That, you know, we're trying to put out something special here. They don't care anymore about the product that they're putting out there, and it's again laced with poison agendas and everything else. Not us. Over here, we want to tell good stories. We want you to be invested in the characters again. We want you to feel and escape into something special. You know, that's what we need again.
Absolutely, guys. Please check out Sunsworn and Bonds. Anything you want to say? Any final pitch, Red? Sorry.
I would just say, keep an eye out. There's been a lot of awesome people from different communities that have been starting to hear more about this stuff and really come out. Like Tina Bojan's one of those people. Like, she's been supporting these projects left and right, and really appreciate it, Tina. And not to leave anybody out, like Bruce Lombardo. I can't remember everybody. My memory sucks, but yeah, you guys are awesome. Like, you really come through to try to, basically put your money where your mouth is. You know, you're upset with what's going on with entertainment, but when there's alternatives offered, you're right there helping out. So we appreciate that. And everything you guys do just really helps us build this thing. I mean, I speak for probably a number of other creators when I say, like, every extra dollar we get from these goes straight into the next project, because that's what we want to do. We just want to keep pumping out good entertainment, and not at a pace where, you know, we just want to get books out there, but we just want to provide decent entertainment for people, and that's what we're trying to do.
That's right.
So yeah, thank you. I can't thank you all enough for everyone who's supported. Even just a retweet really helps big time. All the support, in any way, shape, or form. Everybody who supports these channels, you guys are just amazing, and yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, actually, thank every single one of you out there, everybody that supports, whether it's a YouTube channel, a novelist, a writer, a website, and these comics. Thank you so much for supporting indie creators. Gary, any last inspirational thoughts about what you've seen, the explosion of creativity in the independent sphere?
Just keep it up. Consistency got to be. I mean, these are good things, and you got to be good. That's part of it. You got to be consistent. You got to have a thick skin. It's going to take a while to have a legitimate alternative to the very established mainstream that has all the money, all the power, all the infrastructure, and it's going to take a lot of perseverance. So, I like how I see, especially with these two projects, like they're done, they're ready to go. Hopefully we can evolve into, they'll be able to just have their own website. You can buy the book. And that's something that's probably a couple years away for most people. Cause like a lot of people getting into this are, never printed a comic, never bound a comic. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And hopefully we can find a way to mix this in with shops somehow. But if not, you can bypass them. And it becomes, this is the one medium that can have be a legitimate alternative to the mainstream right away. Well, within a reasonable amount of time. I'll say that. Like if we're talking about like making new TV shows and movies, we're years away from that, years and years and years. But this is something that's a reality right now. And all it takes is like one massive success and it like monetarily, and that will draw a lot of people over. We're seeing it slowly happen, and I like seeing it evolve. So yeah, it's a real part of it. The thing that people have to keep in mind is that like that market's still there, dude. Like that's why manga has been here in America. That's why back issue sales are through the roof, because people are hungry for good stories. So keep it up. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. Well, we didn't like their politics, so we didn't buy their book.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she noticed, by the way. Yeah, she noticed. Gary, you saw that, right? Where she came back and said, "Oh, we kind of noticed that nobody's buying our shit."
Yeah, she's been awfully quiet since her buddy Warren, since she like drove the bus over her pal Warren. Yeah, it's those but some of them aren't. And I heard some rumor that like Marvel and DC are going to have a new social media policy. I doubt it, and it's too late anyway. It's way past that time.
But
yeah,
Gary,
Zach's in the chat was talking about that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Culture.
Yeah,
I was going to say, Gary, you noticed that you haven't seen a lot from anybody inside of Disney, Lucasfilm, Disney, Marvel.
No,
Yeah.
no, that is interesting.
Yep. They brought in a new media liaison.
They did. That was right after everybody from Lucasfilm supported that rewriting Ripley garbage, and they've been kind of quiet since then.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no doubt. Real quick before we move on, I want to just hit a couple super chats before StreamYards lose them. It's JJ. What's up, JJ? Good to see you, man. JJ Sith Lord for $10. Channel member, thank you for keeping the lights on, brother. What's up, guys? Great to see you all. I can't wait for that book. Talking about Sunsworn. That's awesome. A lot of people in the chat mentioning that they've already bought that book or they are reading it. Real quick, Vinnieart is only 6 people away from 1.
He's at 1K. He had
beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations,
Vinny.
Thank you, guys.
Are awesome. This is what I love seeing in this community. This fellowship. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, man. We wouldn't be here without you.
You guys and girls are the best. That's why we give you the best time and time again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congrats, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. JJ also says this looks awesome as hell. Thank you very much, JJ.
Thank you, sir. By the way, I didn't even mention the very first Wings of Vengeance books went out today, so fulfillment is underway.
All right.
Hell yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Oh, it jumped on me. I'm so sorry. Give me a second, guys. Sporking News Podcast. 1,000 changes everything for creators. 6 more to go. Will we hit that 6? Thank you, Scott, for being in the chat. Yes. Thanks you, people, and because of this fellowship that's been put together by indie creator people fighting against the industry, people fighting this culture war. I met people like Scott. We started out at the same time. Scott is a little over 1,600 subscribers. You guys can throw him some subs. That'd be great too. Please subscribe to all these wonderful channels. Links are in the description below. Please check out the Dump on Sporking News Podcast at 9:30. A lot of us will be there. We have a great time. Orville Nation, another great channel. PJ supports so many people. Has a great panelist, wonderful people that he works with. Please go check out Orville Nation. Subscribe to him. Orville Nation gave us a fist bump. Thank you, dude, so much for being here, man. I appreciate you and appreciate all of the kind words and supportive things that you have said to me over the years, man. It's really meant a lot to me, brother. Thank you so much.
PJ's awesome. He's great.
Absolutely,
he seriously is, man.
And jumping on me again. And McAnee Draws is celebrating Vinny getting to 1K. McAnee, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Salute, Vinny. Yeah,
salute.
Salute.
L'chaim. Yes.
All right, let's move into our next subject. And I believe Culture, you wanted to say a few things before we began?
Yeah, let's read. I'm going to read you a statement. This is important. The subject we're going to talk about is strange, weird, and right up Gary's alley, so here we go. A recent study has shown that people are increasingly getting their news from social media, including Twitter. Journalists are also increasingly using artificial intelligence to streamline their workflow. Researchers at the Oxford Internet Institute analyzed how sources of news are actually changing. They believe that changing the way people learn about the world is having a major impact on journalism. Of the 8.7 billion digital interactions that news stories are tweeted about between 2007 and 2017, so that's 10 years, the research found that 74% came from social media. This study shows how people are getting their news from social media, including Twitter, and more often due to its quickness for the most part. It is also more individualized, with the individual opinion of the person being quoted being the important or very important to the story. Here's the interesting thing. What I just read all of you just now was computer generated. I didn't write that. Nobody wrote it. And it's one of the things that I covered this week in the video that I did, and it's a subject I'd like to talk about. I shared something with everybody here. This is a story that was written in the Associated Press. This story appeared in the Associated Press. We'll go through it. It's not very long. It says, passenger revenue soars at Southwest despite hit from the global crisis, I will say. In Dallas, passenger revenue almost tripled, and Southwest posted a smaller loss than most had expected, despite slowing air traffic in the third quarter and the spread of the variant cover. Net income was $446 million, or 73 cents per share, bouncing back from a loss over the same period last year. There were one-time costs that drove a per-share loss of 23 cents, but that's not as bad as the per-share loss of 27 cents that Wall Street was actually expecting, according to the survey by Zacks Investment Research. Third quarter 2021 was a challenge for us operationally, said CEO and Chairman Gary Kelly in a prepared statement. Despite the deceleration of traffic in August and September due to surging COVID cases, I'm going to say, the third quarter 2021 demand and revenue performance was quite strong and dramatic improvement from over a year ago. That was a bright and encouraging sign of recovery. Revenue was $4.68 billion, also better than expected. Now, nobody's going to read the next part, but I did. It says a portion of this story was generated by Automated Insights. Automated Insights is using data from Zacks Investment Research Access, and this is actually what Automated Insights is. Automated Insights. The Associated Press has used NLG to automate NCAA Division I's basketball previews during the 2018 season, allowing their journalists to focus on critical writing qualitative articles. Over 5,000 quarterly recaps freed up 20% of journalists' time. Now, all of this is quite interesting. But the whole point of this is they're using, and this is the solution to all these problems that journalism is running into, they're using Wordsmith from Automated Insight. It uses natural language generation to turn data into insightful, human-sounding narrative. They're using AI. They're not the only ones, and let's find out what the results are. It's kind of interesting. So over the course of the period of time from when they first started using it back in when they were covering the NCAA division finals back in 2017, 2018, over 50,000 articles have been written by Wordsmith for AP. 50,000.
What?
Automated artificial intelligence is the news you're getting.
Wow.
If that's not fake news, I don't know what to tell you.
That's like the definition of fake news.
Well, that's very interesting. You know, I think in one of our chats, I kind of stumbled across something like this through a different means. And
well, this is something, Wes, you and I both participated in the comics division stream where we first started to talk about AI, right? It was either yelling at park cars or, or the Thursday Thread on one of them. And it got me really intrigued. I'm like, well, this could actually be being used elsewhere. And so I've just, every once in a while, I get a little crumb and we played with the artificial generator live on Comics' stream, and it spit out a bunch of gobbledygook, and then it spit out something plausible. Because it actually
Did you publish that?
It actually cites data. Well, I could have. It's one of those really strange worlds that we live in, and this is one of those stories I wanted to bring to Gary because I'm like, this is this is all bad information. If you feed the machine bad information, it's going to kick out an article full of bad information.
Right.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the official version of events, and it is our story is being written for us. And what they do is they feed in the information and keywords, and that's why you see keywords being repeated all over I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing this in entertainment media right now. It really feels like it. And it's incredibly dangerous because that key word that you used earlier, narrative.
Yeah.
And here's the interesting thing, in one of our chats, the acronym was NLP that they used for this.
Well,
and
NLG now, yeah.
Well, but for the company that I was citing in that, it was NLP.
There's many of them. Yep.
But NLP stands for a different thing, neuro-linguistic programming, depending on, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, and this is and you're not wrong, Gary. And this is the concern I have. First of all, we all know when you give a computer something, garbage in, garbage out. Well, they've been creating all these fake citations and all these fake articles that we keep getting all these callbacks to, right? Even if many of them have been disproved over and over and over again. So going forward, if AI is writing all of the stuff, you're going to continually have things that are inaccurate continuing to be cited, perpetuating a cycle of fake news.
Well, and all the agencies get their stuff from AP. I mean, AP has been doing this for years and years and years, and they had to cut back because even digital and electronic media, they're dying because folks like us and Tim Pool over there and many others are killing it. But they are still the authoritative source, and it's fake. It's freaking fake.
Let me read this. This is an interesting statement. It's really important because it comes from the AP deputy director. So here we go. Wordsmith allows you to make the if-then decisions that a reporter would make when writing a story, he said, by mapping out the editorial decisions in advance, it can be used to quickly cover most scenarios and then make the changes as needed. Ultimately, I can see how Wordsmith can be used for expanded coverage and unprecedented speed and scale. It's already being used by Yahoo Sports, Great Call, and the Merkle Group. At least those are the ones that they're citing here in this article.
Wow.
I mean, the way that journalism's going, I mean, how many, because what we're missing here is that human element going, hey, is this right? But they aren't doing that anyway. No. So but this might have a lot to do with where our mainstream news, well, it has to, where our mainstream news is going, which is down the toilet. And, I'm just utterly not surprised by this. And when we see it's up to us to point this out. I don't know, we're going to find this shocking. The biggest thing we got to fight is mom and pop normie who we're trying to win the hearts and minds of, not try to alienate and convincing them that this is bad. Because a lot of people go, what's the big deal? What's the big deal?
Dega, you haven't had much to talk about. I
have been silenced by the moderator.
You can unmute at any time, brother. What do you think about this topic?
About the AI?
Yeah.
Well, coming from the doctor's point of view, I guess it's terrifying, absolutely terrifying, because the whole thing about the human experience is that actually conversing and understanding life from other humans, whether it be your news or entertainment. You start throwing in something that has artificially been fed garbage, just like you said, garbage in, garbage out. And there's also the other adages where you hear something over and over and over and over again. There is a considerable amount of the people that are going to start to believe that. Trash, just absolute trash. It's something that needs to die on the vine. Stick with people. Use AI for other things like calculating your mortgage rates or something. But when it comes to actually communicating things about human experience, humans need to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Wes, what do you got here? Oh, well, Wes, you disappeared on me?
Good talk.
What do you have? I'm dying to know.
Good talk, Wes.
Sorry, I was muted.
Sorry.
Whoops. Well, what I have here is I've been working on. I'm writing currently an animated short, a series of animated shorts. It's going to be a series, and so this is kind of the pilot. Gives you an idea of what the tonality and the art style is going to be. And so it's the Conspiracy Guy Chronicles. And let's see. Here it is.
Conspiracy guy here. I'm on the move. I'm here in my new location. A wise man once said, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. So, I'll be chronicling my adventures, past, present, and future, from this location. Names changed, of course, to protect the innocent. Let me give you a tour of our new facility. This, as you can see, is the outside. I spend many restless days staring into the stars, by a fire, in front of my computer, contemplating the meaning of life, and wondering where it all leads. I enjoy spending my time out here, amongst the nature, getting in touch with the universe, and quieting my noisy mind. Here's the inside. It's a little cramped.
Windows
and
98.
It's cleaner than it normally is, but I figured since I was inviting you in as guests, the least I could do is clean up the joint a bit.
You'll see.
It's cozy. I can sit in here and listen to the nature outside and have a whiskey in warmth and relative comfort. As you can see, I'm booting up my computer. I've had this computer for quite some time, and it seems like it's taking quite a while to boot up. It's been about 23 years. I'm starting to get concerned. It seems to be taking far too long. I mean, I know I've heard there are some problems with Microsoft products, but 23 years seems a bit excessive. Well, that seems to be the last piece of the puzzle. Hopefully we'll get this show on the road soon. Stay tuned, my friends, for the Conspiracy Chronicles. I must go now, before they find me.
So good, Wes. I love it.
Thank you.
Well done, brother.
Thank you. Boy, wait till you see what I've got in store. I've been brainstorming like crazy, and I've got some great stuff coming up.
Good to hear.
Yeah, it may take a while for the computer to boot up, though. Yeah.
Might be a while.
That's so good, man. I love it. Love you guys.
Yeah. So that's the overall style that I'm going to have, and the tone. Except that we're going to have very good. There's going to be some good music in there, and other characters and things like that.
Nice, brother. Nice. Adega, I know you have a book to promote. If you want to get a share ready for that, I want to go through and get some of these super chats before we head out. Snow Music Entertainment for $20. Snow, thank you so much. So proud of my brothers. Make sure to give all these fine channels a reach around and some back kisses. Special thanks to Gary for taking the time from his busy schedule to hang out. Much love. #Rogue Cotton. Hail, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much,
the
guys.
back kisses too.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
a little bit of a reach around and everything.
Yeah, nothing better than a little on a kiss on the neck. Never mind.
Right here.
Right behind the ear. You know that sweet spot right there.
Guys, please check out Snowdub. Snowdub's going to be doing a show later tonight. I think 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Our own Rogue Ashley Lynn is going to be there hanging out. So go check that out. 0 hour discussions with JP Cruz for 50. I don't know what that is. What is that? Culture? What is that?
That is
I will say
Philippine
dollars.
pesos. Philippine
Pesos. Thank you. I'm an ignorant American. I apologize. For 50 pesos. # make common sense and entertainment great again. All hail. Hail, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Don't make me get the hat, Steven. Don't make me go get the hat.
Don't,
Wait.
you know.
Wait, I got the hat. I got a hat.
Get the hat.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, you don't. No, I'll go get the hat.
Steal that from Jay?
Steven knows what hat I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what hat you're talking about.
I'll get the fucking hat. I'll do it.
Yeah. Vote for $2. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Absolutely. That's
Hell
so
yeah.
great.
LGB.
We just left out the T's because they're just
yeah.
Well,
Dega, do you have a share for your book, or are you just going to speak on it, or what do you want to do?
No, you know what? Actually, I'm just grateful you invited me on. I didn't ask or anything. You said, "Hey, promote your book," and just for everyone out there in chat, whoever's listening, that's the kind of guy that Steven is. When they say they like to promote people and they care about people, they're dead serious. I met Vinny a while back, a little bit, and then he found out I had a product and invited me on. Boom, just like that. Steven, boom, just like that. These people are awesome. I mean, they're seriously awesome, wonderful. About my stuff, actually, I'm going to talk about things that happened more than what I am about the book. My books, you can find my stuff gradually coming on at adega.com. I had written a book years ago, came out, and promoted it a little bit. The reason why I wrote it was because I know a lot of people. Being a doctor, I met thousands of people, and someone said, "You need to write about your life." And I thought, I can write a little bit. I'm going to write about people that I know and put them in fictional stories. There were several people that started to say, "This is really good. You need to actually put it in print." And so I did. And then come to find out, some really big names got a hold of it. One of them, you guys will know, and I mentioned this on Video Show the other day, the showrunner for Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe, Stargate SG-1, starting season 4 through, has read some of my stuff and he says it's brilliant and he wants to write the forward for me. I have also, that was sci-fi. There's a whole series of sci-fi. They're all in one universe. And I had written a fantasy book. It's a dark fantasy. It's kind of macabre in spots. And I put a little feeler out there, and then I had a couple of different publishing companies said, "We want you." And I thought, holy crap. So I went with this one one company. They were starting a new way of running business, and COVID hit. But I wanted to get into the more of the political part of things to let you know. I had a couple editors, and they were going through this, and their idea of editing was, I'm a guy writer. I'm a white guy writer. They didn't know I'm half Native American. So we're going to do everything we can to sabotage this. It kept going back and back to the publisher saying this needs to be done, this needs to be done. The things that they were asking me to do was, like, there was part of the group was going through areas where there were ruins of ancient cities. And the editor would say, this wouldn't happen. The people would tear this down. You would never see this in the world. And I thought, go to Europe and look at all of the ruined castles. Are you kidding me? But they would make money by sending this back to the publisher and saying, we did our editing job. They're grifting off of the publisher. And then they would send things back like, well, no one could march 20 miles a day, so I had to send them a little article. The British Army does it with a full pack in 5 hours. So don't give me this crap. Finally, the publisher said, you know what, get your own editor because these guys are full of crap. And they grifted the company. COVID hit, and wow. I'm on my own and not really anxious to find another publisher right away. But you can find my stuff at adega.com. Sci-fi, it's based in the future. I use some of the science that I have learned over the years from being a doctor to show what would happen if we were missing something in our bodies that would help us to evolve into something better, plus some universal secrets. And like I said, I have yet to find anyone that said this stuff isn't really good. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I actually am very grateful that for some reason or another, I have been blessed with the ability to be able to tell a story. And whether you get in on it or not, it's fine by me because I'm not making a dime. Everything I do goes to my kids. It's all set up for a trust fund. They get everything. But it's part of what these guys are doing here. There is a culture that was established, modern culture, since the Renaissance, of how things should be, of how men are heroes, how women are heroes, how we interact together. And it's only been in the past 30 years where they've slowly been trying to tear it down. They steal what existed and take that cultural appropriation and destroy it because they cannot match the greatness of people that have gone before. Right now, we are surrounded by the next group of greatness. Look at their work. I am just honored to be with them. Not only those who do the commentary, but those who do the writing and the artwork. And Steve, thanks for letting me be here. Seriously, it's an honor.
Dude, you've been a supporter in the chat. You've been a great member of this community. You look out for people. I've loved having you on every panel. Yeah. Guys, please check out Adega Outlaw's work, Dr. Adega Outlaw's work.
Do it.
And invite them on your live streams and support independent creators. Before we head out, I want to mention it twice. We are heading over to Sporking News Podcast. The dump starts in 20 minutes. But before we do that, I wanted to thank Gary. Thanks for showing up, man. You've been a I'll always remember the very first conversation we had over the phone. It was really exciting for me, and I was like, "Dude, you are my hero." And then you were like, "Dude, you are my hero." And ever since then, like to hear that, and we've just been friendly with each other since then. And thank you very much for being a good friend to me and so many others, man.
Oh man.
And neck kiss. Well, I never got close.
I thought it was
nibble on the air, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say something really foul, but I stopped. I'm good.
That's how I got my first wife. She went right for that spot on the first day.
Come on,
32 years later, she knew what she was doing.
Deal.
There you go. There you go. Hey,
future ex-wife.
Thanks. Yeah, future. No, you got to get that first one out of the way. That's
right.
Yeah, and the second one was
Just
really
one.
good. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you on that one. I that didn't happen with me, and it was very expensive, but a good lesson. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it, and I'm happy to be here. It was fun. It was fun. You know what? And you asked. That not many people ask. That's the deal. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
just really ask, and I'll say yeah, probably.
Gary, you can come on anytime.
Sure. Saturday, I'm usually like pretty brain dead after like Friday night tights.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then, like yesterday, I recorded a bunch like for 3 hours before that. Did Friday night tights, and did a whole other live stream that nobody heard with Mahler, just on a Discord for another 3 hours after that. So yeah.
Jeez.
Talking about Dune.
That's the same thing. Like whenever I've asked Doomcock to come on Saturday, he's been on a couple of times. Whenever I ask him, he's like, "Man, I don't know. Friday wears me out because he's on, by himself. Just serenading his chat. Great chat over there. I'm a channel member. Love my boy Doomcock. But thanks, man. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
And since Sporking is going to be starting the show soon, I'm just going to do a quick outro for everybody. Please. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, getting Vinny over 1,000. Y'all are wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
Real quick, Mr. Tickle Truck says, Mr. Tickle for $2, sorry. Okay, I guess Adega's all right. Buy his bubes.
Bubes.
Steven, real quick, I think
so
Culture
weird.
has something.
Okay,
No,
Culture, go ahead.
No. Just check the private chat. The DM
Okay.
in the private. No, in the next, on StreamYard.
And Twitter?
I know I was going to get to that, but thank you for reminding me. I appreciate
celebrate
that.
Vinny. We'll celebrate Monday night, Vinny.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
We'll celebrate
Absolutely.
Monday night.
Also, please check out
Tomorrow
Pizza
night.
Queen and the Place to Be Reviews has a show every Wednesday. Going Rogue, love that show. Please check him out. Check out Adega Outlaws projects. Link is in the chat. I'll put it in the description afterwards. Of course, if you ain't subscribed to Nerdrotic, please do. One of the best people in this community.
Thanks.
Also, Culture Casino, someone who supports so many different people. You see him everywhere. He's got 12 freaking streams. You just can't shut him up. But he's usually intelligent with what he says and sometimes funny. So we love him. We love and his hair. We love his hair. Please support the Red Gaze Going Rogue on Thursday, 6:30, supporting independent creators. Check out Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. New show coming up with him and Vinny doing retro reviews. Can't wait for that. And check out Wes Moody. And my man there. All links for these channels are in the description below. Guys,
tomorrow night is my Sunday stream, so please come hang out there as well. We'll celebrate the 1K.
I'll pop in
Absolutely.
tomorrow night, bro.
Also, guys, if you're not already, please subscribe to Latino Slant. He's doing a charity stream. He's doing a charity stream for animals. Please check that out. Go to his Twitter at Latino Slant. Somebody please throw his Twitter link in the chat and support a great cause. That's what we do around here. We support one another.
Walton.
Yes.
One more thing. The show, we're actually looking to possibly get that show going this coming Thursday.
Ooh.
So I plan on going on, of course, I got my Monday night stream. I'm going to talk about it then if we're definitely a go, because I think Vinny said he was good with going. And I'm also going to confirm it on Tuesday night as well. So.
All right, excellent, guys. Please, keep your ear out. There's charity streams out there, even if you can't give. If someone, just promote. Like Red Gaze was saying earlier, for independent creators, sharing out a link could be everything. So please check out Latino Slant and that charity stream. Please support your independent creators. Please, guys, your favorite 2 or 3 creators.
He's got a beautiful soul.
I don't even know where that's coming from. Please, guys, your favorite 2 or 3 YouTubers, content creators, please share out links for their channels. If it's not for you, we wouldn't be doing this. We don't have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. Thank you all very much for being here. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters, fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. Peace.
Let's wind the clock back 2 years. These ideopolitical extremists, not creating but repurposing franchise, would not listen to any fan. And what did they do? They served us, force-fed us incompetent Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who, not because these chameleons of false virtue were trying something edgy and new, but because their fringe ideals and preferred extremist Twitter blue checkmark versions of racism and sexism was held as a higher priority than honoring the legacy and lores that came before them. These socially destructive aberrations, these bigots of mass virtue, these self-important, insanely wealthy ideologues, the bullies of yesteryear, have not a single connection to the geek and nerd cultures for which they have been given the keys to drive what we have loved into the ground. They have no attachment to it, no love for it. They do not care about these properties, legacies, characters, legends, mythos that we, the geeks and nerds of decades past, cherish as the escapism from the bullies' throttling abuse. We were not members of the in-crowd. We were not the popular kids. We were the outcasts, the rebels, the misfits, coming together in comic book shops, playing Dungeons and Dragons, to engage in competitive gaming before it was the cool thing to do. We were the original cosplayers, fandom event organizers, and we did these things not only for the love in our hearts that we had for Doctor Who, Star Trek, or Star Wars, but to respect the creativity of those who imparted their visions to us as escapism from the mundane, to evade the bullies who mocked us for liking the things that we love. Now these false creators, these repurposers, these bullies of yesteryear have taken control of the games, comics, television, and movies that we have loved and supported for decades, some of us for generations. The sole intent for these heartless propagandists is to use what we have adored for most of our lives as a platform to espouse bigotry, segregation, division, and hate. They mock us, use the mainstream, access media, and spineless cuckold shills to weave false narratives about us and once again set to shame us into obscurity from the very escapist entertainments, the very modern mythologies, the very bastions of inclusion that we once called our fandoms. But we have been here before. In older times, we have suffered this type of ostracization and abuse. Were we not once the outcast in times of old, the rebels, the misfits? Out of these dark times in our pop culture, after the obscenity of CBS All Access Star Trek, the mockery of Chris Chinball's Doctor Who, and the complete and utter degradation and disrespect of the single greatest hero in science fantasy, Luke Skywalker, all of these intentionally open insults to everything we have loved for decades, these hateful, crass, disingenuous social justice bigots set about defaming, labeling, attacking if we dare have anything to say about it. They use their weight in the media in an attempt to bludgeon us into capitulation. If there were those who would not kneel to this onslaught of false virtues and fake narratives, these men and women who showed us the way, who stood up and raged against the machine, who put themselves, their professions, their companies, and their families at risk to be our voices in this war for our modern mythology. Across the ether of disenfranchised fans came voices independently, yet in unison, from Anna that Star Wars girl to President Abu Nas, from world-class bullshitters to Midnight's Edge. those who have supported and adored these modern myths cried out against the perversion of what we love. And the geeks, gamers, nerds, and comic book enthusiasts came together and formed a new bastion of free thought and expression for what we love. And the Fandom Menace was born. Without respect, we reject. We do not bow to social terrorists. When the industry tells us to like it or leave it, stand up, my brothers and sisters, and shout, we do not kneel. Hail the Fandom Menace.